Peru News Today. All you need to know about Peru.
Quechua, the last Inca bridge in the Andes of Peru. During the time of the Incas, the Quechua people made hanging bridges, made of plant fibers, to cross the rugged geography of the Andes mountain range and thus connect some communities with others. Quechua is the last living Inca bridge today, which is renewed every year for its conservation. The first week of June of each year, the entire population of the district of Quechua, in Peru, gathers together for 3 days to collectively renew the rope bridge stretched between the two banks of the Apurimac River, thus observing a centuries-old tradition whose practice it has been inscribed on the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity since 2013. Lying at the top of the vertiginous Quechua Gorge, through whose bottom runs the Apurimac River, oracle of the mountain god in the Quechua language. This bridge connects to the Huanchiri, Shopibanda and Chaquewa communities that live on the left bank, with the Kalana Quechua community settled on the right bank. The last remaining plant fiber bridge in Peru, this work of traditional engineering is a symbol of the close bond that these communities maintain with their history, their traditions and the surrounding nature. 3.5 hours from the city of Cusco, in the Quechua district and at an altitude of 3,700 meters, is the Quechua Bridge over the Apurimac River, which measures 29 meters long and 1.20 meters wide. Every year, during the second week of June, the communities of Shopibanda, Chaquewa, Huanchiri and Kalana Quechua meet for their renewal. This process begins days before, when the residents go out in search of the koya, a resistant plant fiber used for the construction of the bridge. Once collected, it is left to dry for a day, then beaten with stones and soaked to harden. Once this process is finished, the kiswa is made, which is the union of several koyas until it forms a rope. All family members participate in this preparation. Days before the construction of the bridge begins, the koya is cut, a straw-colored grass that grows in the humid high areas of the Andean mountain range. This task is carried out by women, as well as children who learn from their earliest childhood to braid the fibers of that plant. On the street of a town we see a woman hitting a bundle of koya against a boulder to make it more flexible, while another uses the already softened stems to braid a rope with surprising dexterity. Everyone is rushing to get the ropes ready the day installation of the new bridge begins. The Inca bridge was manufactured with techniques that date back more than 6 centuries. The Quechua Bridge is a living witness of one of the greatest achievements of the Inca civilization, the Capac Ñan or Inca Trail, a network of routes built in the central Andes to communicate their vast territories with each other, despite the rugged Andean topography, crisscrossed by numerous gorges and canyons. Rope suspension bridges offered the advantage of having an elasticity capable of counteracting the devastating effects of the relatively important seismic activity of the Andean mountain range. On the other hand, they turned out to be less resistant to meteorological phenomena such as the rains that fall uninterruptedly in the region for several months at certain times of the year. The deterioration of the support ropes required their periodic renewal, and this ancestral custom is what the Apurimac communities have perpetuated to this day with their annual replacement ritual, despite the fact that the bridge is no longer the only means of communication between the two banks of the river. With the kiswas prepared, everything is ready for the renovation of the bridge, a process that takes 3 days and includes a series of rituals and offerings to Pachamama, Mother Earth, and the Apis, mountains. Within Andean religiosity, the earth and mountains are considered primordial divinities. A Paco, intermediary of the Apis or Andean priest, is in charge of asking permission from them, in the form of offerings or payments, before starting any important work. The communities believe that if these offerings are not made, accidents may occur or the bridge may be poorly built, just as they think that women bring bad luck, which is why they cannot be present either in these rituals or during the renovation. The women stay in the upper part of the river, making more kiswa to complete the weaving of the bridge. Men are the only ones authorized to be present in the work area. The main Paco is made by Cayetano Kanawari, who begins the ceremony with products, such as coca leaves, corn, chickpeas, beer, among others, which are placed on a ceremonial stone table to be offered to Mother Earth. Like you or me, the earth is hungry, and satisfying it is among our obligations as children. Well, she is the source of our sustenance, explains Cayetano Kanawire, a 63-year-old resident who is attributed with divination abilities, as well as Andean medicine. Before the renovation of the bridge, the Apis tell me every year what Pachamama's appetite is these days. Well, their tastes evolve and we should not always pay them with the same delicacy, to which the Apis are also invited to implore their protection and avoid accidents during the renovation. This is how the Pachamama and the Apis receive these offerings during the 3 days that the renewal lasts. First day. After payment to the land, the renovation of the bridge begins, where each family, from the different communities, has the obligation to carry along kiswa that will be delivered to the corresponding authorities, in charge of registering the participation of each of them, since if the family does not comply with this task, it will be sanctioned. Once received, they are extended on a road located in the upper part of the river, to be intertwined and thus obtain thicker ropes, which will be the bases and handrails of the bridge. At the end of the day, the large ropes are taken to the ends of the bridge and left until the next day. Second day. The second day begins again with payment to Pachamama. Reconstruction work then resumes. A resident crosses a long kiswa that will serve as a guide to carry the supplies from one end to the other, first passing the ropes for the base, which will be tied to each end of the bridge. When the base of the bridge is placed, the kiswas are passed that will act as handrails. Once they are placed in position, it is time to drop the old bridge. This entire process is supervised by the Shikaru WAC or Andean engineer, in charge of verifying the good construction of the bridge. Third day. With the bases and handrails in place, the work of the third day begins. The Andean engineer, together with his assistants, begins the weaving of the sides of the bridge, joining the handrails to the base. 2 groups, of 3 people each, begin the work at each end and finish when they meet in the middle of the bridge. This process can take several hours to complete. While they continue with the construction, in the upper part of the bridge, the residents of the Chakiwa community meet to make a type of carpet with leaves, branches and kiswa that will cover the floor of the bridge. They also provide longer branches called calipos that will serve to give it more stability. At sunset, once the reconstruction is finished, the local authorities are the first to cross the 29 meters that separate the banks of the river, and in this way the renovation of the last Inca bridge is completed. Fourth day. On the fourth and final day, communities gather to celebrate the completion of the bridge, where they eat, sing and dance from dawn to dusk. This work of engineering is kept alive thanks to the knowledge inherited by their ancestors, which has been transmitted from generation to generation for hundreds of years. This was documented in 1609 by the Inca chronicler Garcilaso in his work Royal Commentaries of the Incas regarding this and other bridges that have already disappeared that constituted the suspended sections of the old Inca road network. Thanks to the Inca chronicler Garcilaso, it is known that the name of Capacñan, which in Quechua means Royal Road, is a network that extended throughout the more than 2 million square kilometers that covered the Tawantinsuyu, or Empire. Inca, a territory that currently extends across 6 countries in South America, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Chile, and Argentina. It is important to know that fewer and fewer neighbors dress in the traditional costumes that we wear today in their daily lives, laments Cayetano Kanawire, showing us his sheep wool outfit, black and white jacket and pants made by Quechua women. Likewise, he makes it known that certain threats to the Andean belief have penetrated our community. The number of evangelists grows among us, which infuriates our deities. When you reach adulthood, you are obliged to participate in this tradition rooted in an old pre-Columbian custom still in force in various Latin American countries, the Incas, or community work that was undertaken for the benefit of the entire community, such as maintenance and repair of the sections of the Capacñan that ran near their homes. Just as their ancestors did, almost 1,000 Quechuas scattered on the slopes of the mountains still take care of the conservation of Quechua. However, the tradition is gradually losing followers. Many young people leave in search of a better life and can no longer help, says sadly Dimas Hoyka, a boy who, like other Quechua-speaking neighbors, expresses himself with difficulty in Spanish. Sitting on a large rock at the edge of a paved road, he observes from afar the folk dance festival that is celebrated every second Sunday in June, a musical event with which the renovation tasks are concluded on the 4th day. But the converts continue to contribute to the reconstruction of Quechua out of respect and imposition.
Peru News Today. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram.